web. So it's Cypher Sigma here, and it is the week, and it's movie review time. And as I said, I saw quite a lot of movies, so I've had to split these out into 2 weekends. So this first one up is I always do the reviews in order that I actually saw the movies. So that's why there's probably rhyme or reason why you think the really popular one is on Sunday, which it will be Horizon, and Blue Lock, this anime one, is on the Saturday. So yes, so this is a Blue Lock. Or Jikicho Ban, as it's, if I pronounce that right, hopefully. So this is a movie essentially from a TV series from 2022 called Blue Lock. Essentially, this movie is a combination of the first few episodes of that series, as far as I can tell, because I have no other idea. I've not seen anything outside of this movie. I didn't even see anything before this movie, but I just thought it was quite interesting, and I tried to go in open-minded and try different anime stuff just to see what it's like. Anybody who doesn't know, it's kind of a football-based manga anime about some lads, pardon me, that basically end up wanting to be football players and end up going to this school called Blue Lock, which is kind of prestige academy that trains people to be the best soccer player and the best striker. That is essentially it. There's nothing after the credits or at the end. We shall get into it. I'll put a spoiler review up, even though it's not really a spoiler review. So as I said, this is the kind of combination of the first few episodes of this series. So I've not seen the series, so I don't know if they have changed anything up, so apologies if that stuff is missed. But essentially, you have 2 high school students. You have Senshiro Nagi and Ryo Milei. Milei is a very rich, spoiled kid. He is walking around high school. He comes across Nage. Nage's playing on a computer, very much laid back, not wanting to do a lot, but drops his phone as he drops his computer game, and as he drops it, he shoots down the stairs and basically manages to stop it on the tip of his toe. This is when Mikage realizes that basically he has potential, and the 2 of them are basically then start to build up to take on the football team. Nage is very low back, and Ryo Mikage is basically trying to push him, and that's kind of how the first bit of the thing goes. They join the football team. Nage learns kind of skills. He's still very laid back. Blah 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 blah. They play a few games and they do very well. They're then scouted by his head coach, which invites loads of people along to Blue Lock to participate. While you're going across this, you learn about Mikage's parents are very, very rich, and he's always basically had everything handed to him, whereas he wants to kind of step into his own, because football is skill in that, and he hopes Nage will help him with it. The 2 of them are kind of like brothers, and there's a solidarity there. And obviously then this goes on to basically be them training through, dwindling the people down, because there's like tournaments and you learn these other characters. It's kind of focused on these first few, I think they have 3 or 4 matches, and this is where kind of the majority of it is situated. You learn these matches, they learn skill. Nage and Mikage are quite good. Their team do brilliant up until the end, and when you get to see some other characters, and it is this, when they lose the last game, spoiler alert, of their kind of qualifiers, they still make it through, but this is where Nage sees that there is kind of something new to being behind and trying to work, and that's what this other team do. They're 3 goals behind, I think 3-0, and they end up winning, I think 4-3 or 5-4. So it's where Nagi kind of, inspires him, and this is where he kind of changes from the lazy person. He wants this inspiration. He likes playing football when there's people like this around. This causes, once they go through the team bouts, then they go through like an eliminator, and they have to go through teams of 3, and Nage leaves his mate. This really upsets his friends. He goes with some other players, and then this section is very fast forward, and you don't get to see too much. The whole point of this, of when you learning that the man running this is basically trying to find like the best striker in the world, that the best team, they will go towards playing with the Japanese team. But unfortunately, near the end of this kind of arc, you have the realization that actually the Japanese government decided that that's not the case. So this Blue Lock is basically forming its own team to go and beat Japan, to represent Japan in the World Cup or whatever it is in their ones. So that is it. Very quite simple and basic. I did like it. It is not by far the most amazing anime in the world. As I say, it is you learning all these characters and stuff like this, learning these different players, and they have a skill set. because it is such a small arc, like it's several episodes from the TV series, it isn't like it's a complete story from beginning to end. It kind of it it has part of a story that is ended, like you learn that that's where the new goal is, but because there is so much left undone and you have this now new rivalry with Mikage and Nage, um, there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff that could be explained that is kind of left wide open, and you kind of feel like you need to actually watch the series to more appreciate it. Now this seems to be a more new thing with anime. So very much back in the day, you had a film, it was an independent one, it wasn't linked to the TV series, it was its own self thing. Then Demon Slayer came along, they presented an arc as a movie, which Mugen Train, which was absolutely amazing. Then they've gone on to do it later, but they've swapped the episodes around, so it isn't a complete arc. And as long as there is kind of a story from beginning to end, I enjoy that side of things. But I do feel for people who like anime and stuff, that the solid film where it's just one standalone film or one standalone arc works better. That's just my opinion. That's just what I feel. As I say, this was okay. The animation was quite good in places. It was interesting because it's soccer. It's not really like the most excitable thing if you're not really into soccer to see this, especially when obviously the different type of players and they have their powers. But as I say, there's not a lot of time to focus on each people. You only get to see a few of them. And obviously then with the rivalry at the end of the main characters is a bit of a change. But I felt like it needed to be more. It was all right, but as I say, it kind of felt like it was just rather than watching a movie, you were going in to test to see if you would like this movie. If you did enjoy this coming out of it, then yeah, go in and watch a series. 2002, I think there's only been one series, like 20 odd episodes, so you can go and probably watch it all on Crunchyroll. It was okay. It's probably not something I would revisit, unless maybe I had nothing else to watch, which, as you well know, I've got loads of collections. But anyway, so I will give this I'm going to give it a 5.4. We'll give it a 5.4. So it's just above average. It does have a few elements to it, but it doesn't really take it that much further. So that's 5.4 out of 10. I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time. This has been my review of Blue Lock Episode 1. Have you seen this movie? What do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Or if you've seen the TV series and not the movie, please let me know if it's worth taking on. Maybe my opinions are wrong, or my opinions are maybe a bit hasty, and maybe I should look that up. Please do let me know. Otherwise, I shall see you in the next one.